All right. Good morning out there. Let me run a quick check, make sure we're 5x5. I don't want that bot. I want a different thing. View my channel. View me live. And make sure I'm not squeaky. I don't want that bot. All right. Okay. We're good to go here. We have had great day. Happy Thanksgiving. We gotta start this right. Okay. Morning. Welcome to Coffee and Resales after a Thanksgiving break. I'm Ryan. I buy stuff on at garage sales and yard sales and flea markets and thrift stores. Put them online for a few bucks. So just got back from Thanksgiving break and had some good sales. Sold like a dozen, 13, 14 things while I was gone, which is about my average, two or three things a day. A couple really good sales. Had a good sale this morning right before I logged on, so we'll go over that too. Mostly books, couple clothes, and so we will move on from there. So let's jump into this. First thing, let's log it on. All right, we're gonna do the low items. I'm not going exactly up, but we will. Let's see. Look at these first. Get that way. Okay, yeah, we'll do these sales. First was these. This was an $8 sale. Sold 3 Lord of the Flies books for $8. It was a little bit of an experiment. I've been sitting on this probably 6 months, give or take, is when I first listed it, just to try. Lord of the Flies, I probably should have listed these on like a Facebook homeschool group. And I think I did a couple times and they didn't pan out, but this is a book that I'll grab it. Now that these sold, the next one I see for 50 cents or less, I'll probably get and probably put on a homeschool group for $2 or $3 and bundle it with some other stuff and see if that works out. I have sold this as a hardcover for $10 or more. If you find, sometimes it's like that school hardcover library binding type situation. If you find this in a hardcover, get it because you will be able to sell. Okay, next up, Left Behind, dispensationalism, fiction. Theological buzzwords I'll throw in here and there because I like theology stuff and I like studying about religions, and I always kind of have since I was a kid. I'm the kid who paid attention in Sunday school, so that's what I do. These two, they were part of a big lot I have of about 20 something of these books, and I sold these two for $12. A guy made an offer, said, "Look, I just need these 2 books. I give you $12 for them." I told him make an offer and put a note, and he did. And I sold them. $12 for 2 of those. Typically, these are like $3 to $4 a book when you bundle them together. And so I'm gonna have to get those, pull them out, take a new picture, repost them, but that's fine. It's the way it goes sometimes. So did that with those. Next up, what we got next? Let's see. Not those. That's another book. 14. 8. Let's go with $8. Worthy as a Lamb by Ray Summers. This falls under one of those theological books that are out of print. I don't think this is being written anymore. $8 for this one. I think I picked this up for 50 cents at the local library book sale. Oh, I need coffee. And so worth a grab. I think I've had a little bit. I probably started at about 15 and been drawing it down over time. I think I saw a Watcher on the book. I think I had it for $9.99. I put a $8 offer to Watcher in, and they took it. So there you go. Next up is Living Bible. This is a paraphrased Bible, not a direct translation from Greek, Hebrew, that type of thing. This is a paraphrased Bible. This has been printed since the 70s or so. Sold this for $15. This is like new. It's not an old version. A clean, good condition copy of Living Bible goes between about $12 and $20 in any age or era of them. So I buy Bibles that are in good condition with like nice covers, almost without. If they're a clean copy of a Bible, does pretty well. Of a nice version, like a paperback, not necessarily, but this went pretty good. So there you go. Was it $14, $15 for that? Next up, Soul Eater, going another direction with it. Soul Eater manga, numbers 1 through 3, $17. Paid 50 cents a piece for them. Pretty sweet find. I grab at 50 cents a piece or less. I always grab manga without looking it up, because I know I can eventually get $2 to $3 a piece for them. I got a box full here. I actually need to do some posting with, but they really sell well when you have several in a series. So it's one of those things that can bring the value of a book up from like $2 to $3 to like $3 to $5 if you can get a lot of them together. They're in good shape. So, Soul Eater manga. Let's go back. Oh, how much? Keep having to redo my phone. $17. All right, Buffy the Vampire Slayer omnibus. $13. I actually was worried I was going to wind up having to sell this for like $8 or $9. Number 6, $13 for good condition comic. So I grab graphic novels or another thing that I typically snag when they're 50 cents a piece or less. So I sold a handful of them for I think $1 a piece at the flea market. I sold a handful of not Buffy's, but like lower end graphic novels that weren't worth as much. Sold those. So there you go. Good sale there. Next up, Science. $20. Triangulation shortcut layouts. I think this is actually sheet metal. This actually came in a batch of, and I looked all of these up. There were 6 or 8. Where I live there's a tech school that is linked to an Air Force base where they do a lot of sheet metal work and training on that sort of thing. And there was a bundle of these books that were there, and I looked them all up. Most of them weren't worth a bunch. This is one of the ones that I think I found that had a few sales on it. So either that or I waited till they went to half price or went to the book bin and then snagged them. So I don't think I paid more. I may have paid $2 for this because I saw that it may have sold. But typically when it goes, I'll get them, but I'll wait until that type of thing. I'll wait till it either at least goes to half price. But this is one of those that you get a higher level, very specific textbook. That's not like your English 101 stuff. That's tough unless it's a year or two old. Leave it. It's usually not worth a bunch unless it's vintage. But other than that, real specific stuff is worth snagging. This is worth this sold for $20. I think I've been sitting on this one. Maybe I don't even know if I had this one 6 months. I keep pointing to it. I got a box full of these types of books down there. They're in the bottom of the back. And I don't pay a whole bunch for them, and you sit on them, and you just kind of got to wait them out. Make sure you're the lowest on eBay, because there sometimes books like this, there'll be guys out there with like $60, $70 books, and there's no way those are going to sell. So you just sit on them, and you make sure you're the lowest. Maybe pull your price down occasionally, and then see if they go. So $20 on that one. Sorry, picked up a slight cold while I was gone. I'll blame the turkey. I ain't blaming Mama's pot roaster. That was good. Next up, as my boy out in Texas says, these are my Nada books. Small town bookseller. Go watch his channel. Good guy. Anyway, my Nada books. This pair of ladies, no boundaries, sweatpants. I think I've had these for over a year. $5 plus shipping. It's the type of thing makes me not want to buy clothes. I've had it for way too long. So, No Boundaries I thought was a good brand to grab. And I think in some very specific stuff it is. But I went through a stage where I bought kind of a few of them. And they never made me much money. They sold, but they didn't make any money. And that's one of those things, like maybe you get a bundle of stuff and it'll work. But anyway, next is one of my old things. This is an old 1990s wind jacket. I had this when I was a teenager. $8. It was something I had laying around. Thought that would actually kind of a little surprised it went for that cheap. Maybe if this was like Adidas or some other brand like that from the 90s, it would have been worth way more. But this was sort of like a Walmart brand or something like that. So, $8 out the door on that. Let's see. Going. Finally, okay, my good stuff. Okay. This bad boy. Lightning McQueen. This is a slot car. This is not die-cast. It's a slot car. Sold this for $10. There's a version of this, I think, that went for way, way more. This wasn't like the really hot version. I think there is one of these that's worth like $30-$40. That Lightning McQueen slot car. It's not this one. This one was $10. Slot cars are real good to grab. I like the tracks, unless they're older, rarer. They're not really worth picking up unless you can get like more than like $60, $80, $100 for them because they're so big. Almost worth parting out more. The cars, though, slot cars are always worth grabbing. I will, unless even some modern ones, I'll grab. But I grab every slot car I get my hands on at like under $1. So slot cars are always good grabs. The big ones are even the big ones. The old big ones are worth even more. Those are great finds. So good to grab. $10 on that bad boy. All right. Next up. Okay. This was a Poshmark sale. Hat. Ducks Unlimited. Vintage trucker. Camouflage hat. $22 on Poshmark. This is a fun find. I got 2 or 3 trucker hats for like $1 a piece. I know enough about hats to be dangerous, so I know to grab trucker hats at $1 or less. So I got a couple more. They're all fun ones. I'm a little surprised the other ones haven't quite sold yet, but they may be like I started them a little high because they were sort of like local type things, and so you don't quite know. But this is a Ducks Unlimited. I figured this was going to be the one worth the most of the ones I grabbed. $22 on a Ducks Unlimited. This is like a local chapter. Chili chapter. I think this is from like South Georgia. So, Ducks Unlimited, vintage, like 1980s, 90s, trucker hat, $22. Okay, last 2 good sales. This was a fun find. An unbuilt model space battleship Yamato from either like a manga or a vintage anime ship. Unbuilt models, love them. Particularly the weirder stuff. I like picking up unbuilt models. Usually my line is about $5, but I think I got this for I think this was at Goodwill for $3. It may have been $5. I would have grabbed this for $5 even. I'm probably not even without looking it up. But this is an unbuilt model. Yeah, the box is a little beat up. But this is a really good find. $44. This sold this morning when I was getting everything set up. So, really nice find for a good sale there. I don't know if I've had that 3 months. Maybe a little bit longer. I think I may have picked it up over the summer. Finally, Christmas. Christmas time. And no, I'm not singing online. Got these from my mom because she didn't need them anymore. Glass, teardrop, raindrop icicles. There's like 30 something in this box. This was like a Big Lots find in the early 2000s or the 90s. I don't even know if it's that old. These are like made in China, and but there's a bunch of them boxed up, $60. So this was a fun. This is one of the box full of stuff Mom gave me, said she didn't need any more. See if I could sell it, and I did. So yeah, $66. That, I think it puts like about $3 a piece on these. Have every single one of them. Got the styrofoam inserts. So all I got to do is I may tape the top of this. I am gonna put this in another box. I'm gonna secure it a little bit better. Put this in another box before I ship it. I am not shipping this box by itself. Not for somebody to pay $66. So that's going by itself. So let's see. I grabbed a few things last Friday at a Goodwill when I was out and about. I don't think anything extraordinary, but we will see what I pull out of here because I don't quite remember. These were half price. Adventures of the Bailey School Kids. About a dozen of these books or so. And these are, I think, worth like $2 or $3 a piece in a bundle. So I'm going to wrap them all up and put them out there for probably start them at about $3 a piece, which means like $30, $40 for however many I've got, and then start drawing it down from there. Bundle. Got these at half price, so these are $1 a piece. So that's pretty good. Copy of Peter Pan Penguins Classics. Clean copy. This is going to probably go into a homeschool batch on a niche Facebook group. I do need to look it up just to make sure, but it was half price as well. So I picked it up for $1. I've been out keeping an eye on it. Guardians of Gahul. This is another one worth bundling. I think I've got 2 or 3 of these books. This is book 4 in the series. I know I've got at least one or two of the ones in the series. Again, this is one of those I got half price. It's worth grabbing and bundling. I wish this would have been had like 3 or 4 of these. That would have been a whole lot better. But that's what this is going to go, and that's about right there. All right. There's some more of those books. I Survived books. I've been selling these a lot lately. So $3 a piece again and bundled up. I'm actually gonna put these again on a homeschool Facebook group to see if people are wanting them before I put them on eBay. American Girl books, another bundle here. So I grabbed these at 50 cents a piece, and I'll probably bundle these up $2 or $3 a pop. I actually have a lot right now on eBay, but I need to add to it, so that's what I'm going to throw these on. So bunch of stuff. I'll try again. I got a lot of work to do at work too, so I gotta go. Abeka, another bundle them up. I sold a bundle of 4 Abeka readers last week. Make sure they're clean inside. Sometimes they're filled in or highlighted. Make sure they're clean. But I sold a bundle of these last week for like $12-15 for 4. So again, Abeka, snag those. One more box. Okay, one of the things I've got up online now is a parts lot of these things. They're like photography backdrop mechanism for photography. I've got like 3 boxes of those right here. And so I'm going to add this. I got this at the last chance. So it was even cheaper than this. It was like $1 for this. So I'm going to add this to that lot in hopes that I can make it a little more saleable as a parts lot. And we'll go from there on that. Another I Survived book. And finally, saw these. These were, I think these were 50 cents a piece. Auto Edge window markers for cars. So I'm going to probably lot these up for like 10, 15 bucks and see if I can sell them that way. They're new in package. So new old stock is great when you find the right thing at the right price. So I'm going to throw those in and see if can't get those sold. So I like buying new old stock stuff whenever it comes up to at the right price. So okay, that is almost everything, I think. So really good sales over Thanksgiving. Pleased with how things moved. I gotta get them boxed up because I got stuff to do. So have a good day out there. Happy selling over the holidays. Get that fourth quarter going. Get stuff listed. Get stuff bought. Let's get on it.